peepsy doodles. Long time no see, kinda, sorta. I'm trying to figure out how to do this so that you can actually kind of see what I'm doing. But, I guess that's a little bit better. So, I posted a little bit on my Facebook about how I am taking the Ritual Tarot course with Avalon Cameron, or Avalon's Apothecary, and one of the things that she has you do is is to cleanse, consecrate, and dedicate your cards. And so I did that earlier today. I actually did a little Instagram post. Hold on. Hi. So there's my altar from earlier today. I have them cleansed and consecrated and dedicated, and they have their own crystal paired to them. So super excited, and that ritual went awesome. Like, you know how you just have a really fucking good ritual and it goes awesome, and you're just like, oh my god, you're just like buzzing after. So it was awesome. It was great. But one of the things that she has you do is, it's not necessarily that you have to create an incense blend. Sorry, I'm reading comments. So it's not that you had to create an incense blend, but I really, really like creating things and adding extra stuff to ritual when I can, because I just think that it adds so much more to it. So she put her incense blend out on the table for... She's like, this is what I use. You know, feel free to use the same thing. But, you know, you really want to either add something or take something away to really make it your own. And so instead of using hers, I decided to use my own. And so I made one up today. Like, I literally made it up today before I did it. It was specifically, I, like, bottled it. Consecration Incense Blend. And it smells so fucking good. And that is how easy it is to make your own incense blend, is literally to look at what you have, or look at what you want, think about what's calling to you, mix them together in your mortar and pestle, and get some charcoal discs, and poof. That's actually what my little cauldron here is. It's a little cast iron cauldron that a charcoal disc goes into because they get super fucking hot, and then I can put my own incense blend. So I was making more. I actually made it a little bit before I made this video, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to show everybody what I put in mine. Oh, thank you, Sparks and Lightning. I appreciate that. So I'm going to show you guys what I use, and that way, if you want to try it, you can. Or if it at least inspires you to make your own blend, then you can. And yeah. Now, I did use the Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs from Scott Cunningham to look up 2 things, and I didn't even end up using those herbs in it anyway, because I really like to go by feel, and to really feel what the herb is bringing to the mix, and what properties that herb has from my own feelings about it. Oh, somebody's working. It's okay, Gabriella. I'll post it when I'm done. So I'll kind of show you guys what I put in it, and what I put in it, what I'm using the herbs for. Like, for example, I have patchouli in mine, and patchouli has a very earthy tone. It has a very earthy smell, and it has a very earthy feel to me. So when I think of patchouli, you know, that makes me think of grounding. That makes me think of just like magic and that spirituality in general. Now, if you look up patchouli in a book, it'll tell you it's for love and lust and finances. But I don't get that out of patchouli. So, you know, I went to go put it back, and everything's like, no, you need to put some patchouli in it. And I did, and honestly, the patchouli is one of the things that makes this incense smell so fucking good. So I'm glad that I listened to myself. So, this is my Consecration Incense Blend. Feel free to to copy it or take things or leave things or whatever. Yeah, so let's get going. So my first thing that I have is lavender. Lavender, other than smelling fantastic, is great for bringing about positive energies, happiness, love, and that's always great to have in a consecration. You want to have those positive undertones when you're doing any kind of, at least for me, I like to have those positive undertones. So put in a couple, couple splinches of lavender. Next, obviously, I have some sage for the obvious reason of cleansing and purifying. If you're doing consecration, you normally do a cleanse and consecrate at the same time, so you are ridding all of that negative Nancy's from whatever it is that you're consecrating. What do I want to do next? Rosemary. Rosemary is another very purifying herb. So rosemary for purification. And as you can tell, I kind of wing it when it comes to how much. And that's kind of nice because each time you do your blend, when you remake it, it's a little bit different. It kind of goes along with how you were feeling at that time. It might smell a little bit more earthy this time. It might smell a little bit more flowery this time. I mean, you can do exact measurements, but I like just kind of putting in what I feel needs to go in there. Hawthorn. So hawthorn, for me, is very protective. It's a very magical herb. It's kind of like that. Like this and dragon's blood is like kind of like that fuck with me herb. Like, come on, bring it on, I will fuck you up type of thing. So I like me some hawthorn. But yeah, it's basically in there for protective purposes. Patchouli. So like I said with patchouli to me is that magic. It's that spiritual aspect. It's that it's just amazing. It's that earthy, grounding piece. Then I add cinnamon. Cinnamon is added for magic because, come on, cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Now these sticks are kind of a pain in the ass to break, so I just take the end of my mortar and pestle and break them bitches up, call it good. Now you can also just use cinnamon powder, but there's something about the substance of having full cinnamon sticks that I just really like. And to glue it all together, I have dragon's blood powder. Dragon's blood is kind of like that, you know, usually they tell you when you're making incense to have some kind of a resin, whether it be dragon's blood, frankincense, myrrh, something like that, that keeps everything together a little bit better, and it helps it to burn a little better. Dragon's blood, to me, is that protection. Dragon's blood is not only that protector, but it's also a very, very magical resin. So, rosemary, sage, lavender, hawthorn, patchouli, cinnamon, dragon's blood. That's what I got in here. So, let me mix it up, and I'll show y'all what we got first. Hold on. Hi. So, there we have what I've got so far. So, put you guys back. I should actually, oops, put it back down here. Excuse my, just looking to see what everybody's saying, if anything. Hi, 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 hi. I'm loving these ingredients. It feels like the energy would be like intensely cleansing. It really, really is. I tell you what, it is awesome. So now that you saw what's in it, I'm going to just put this down on the ground. So with incense blends, you can kind of, you can blend them as much as you want. So if you want them ground all the way down to powder, you can definitely do that. But if you want the pieces in there, you know, the pieces to be a little bit bigger, you can do that too. You know, if you just want to kind of spoon them up a little bit and be like, here you go, you can absolutely keep them whole. I just kind of like blending them together for the most part, so I'll blend the rest of them in a minute, but here's, if you can see that, here's what it looks like when it's all done. It's just like a nice brown powder, but I'm telling you what, it smells amazing. And the really great thing is a lot of times they can smell amazing in the jar, but they smell like nasty when they're burning. But this smells awesome burning. It smells like magic. Does that make sense? You know when you walk into a metaphysical shop and it has that smell? It has that smell that's just awesome. I like when they're flaky. You get little bursts of one ingredient and another, not completely powder but not whole. Exactly. That's kind of what this is. Like, you can see the pieces in it still. You know, you can see pieces of rosemary, you can see the sage, but it's still powder enough to where it'll burn nicely. So, anyway, let me see. Yes, that smell, absolutely. So, I made a batch right before I did my consecration ritual, and I realized that I used quite a bit of it because I consecrated 3 decks, and I went through each individual card and ran it through the smoke, so I used quite a few spoonfuls. So when I was done, I'm like, you know what, I fucking love that stuff. So I wrote the recipe down that I used, but I also decided this evening, after Aria went to bed, that I was going to whip up some more. And while this is a nice size mortar and pestle, it's not one of those huge ones, so I kind of have to make, like, I have to do it a couple batches at a time to even get very much. And I have a lot of fun getting my hands in the herbs and making things, so it's not like, it's not fun, and it's not like it's work, but it'll just be nice to have this all made up and good to go. And then, so I have this one for, and I love this one so much, I really want to use it, like, I really want to use it when I'm doing my readings, but I don't really know if it's going to have the same energy, so I may have to kind of see what I want to do as far as making a different one for when I do readings. So if it's not fun, the energies won't really work. I found that a lot. That is 100% true. If you are not having fun and you feel like whatever it is that you're doing is work and it's not like you're doing it because you feel like you have to, you can kiss that magical work goodbye, because you might as well not even do it, honestly. Anyway, so there. While I was talking to you, poof. That's about as ground up as I get it. So it still has the pieces in it, but it's nice. And oh my god, does it smell like awesome. So anyway, excuse my crazy ass hair today. Oh my gosh, what happened? Just reading everything. So anyways, yeah, that's what I did. And it smells awesome, and I'm really excited about it, and I just want to burn it all the time because it's great. Actually, we had to go to our metaphysical shop today because I realized that I have charcoal discs, but they're really, really, really old, so they didn't. Have you ever tried to light an old charcoal disc? Because let me explain something to you. It doesn't really at all. So we had to go get new charcoal discs, and while I did that, I picked up a new tarot deck, and that was one of the ones that I used in my ritual. So I went through and I consecrated my Shadowscapes tarot, which you guys know I absolutely adore. I consecrated my Ghosts and Spirits Tarot, and I consecrated my new deck, which is the Animal Totem Tarot. And I'm really, really, really excited to start working with that one because animal totems, I mean, come on. It's got the fox in there, it's got the stingray in there, it's got the owl in there, and not only is the owl, but it's the gray owl. I mean, it has got so much awesomeness that I'm just really, really excited to work with. So, get all that stuff all mixed up in there. Perfect. Poof. Got it. Done. Good to go. Alright. Let me see what y'all... Are there other ways that you can burn it other than charcoal discs? Katie, mix in some water, make it a paste, and then make cones. Let them dry and burn it that way. Yes, you can make cones out of your own stuff. Because it's just, yeah, I've done it once, and it worked. You have to add water, and you add it slowly so that it's not too runny, but it's not like to when it dries it crumbles. It has to be just the right amount, and then you make them into little cones, and you can light them once they're completely dry. You can light them that way. I really like how charcoal discs work. How long does the blend last for? You mean like in a jar? How long does it last for? Like how long can you keep it jarred? Because you're just basically burning it. So as long as you open the jar and it still smells the way you want it to, then it's still good. If you open it, and because all of these are dried herbs, so it's not like they're going bad. I mean, you wouldn't want to eat this. But, you know, if you open it and it starts to... have you ever smelled old incense that has been sitting out for too long, and it basically just has that dust smell to it? If you open this and it loses the scent, then it's time to start anew. And that's why I didn't make a ton. This will probably last a couple rituals for how much I use it during ritual. But yeah, as long as the scent is still there, it's still good. Damn, I hope you're... Wait. Damn, I hope you're proud, Piper. Now I'm not studying. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Kind of. But yeah, somebody asked in the comment if I would do a video showing off my new deck. And I will. I can do a video if you guys want. Showing off the Animal Tarot. Because it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. And it comes with a big-ass book. Like, big book. So I'm kind of excited about that. It has my fox. I love my fox. Let me see if I can show you guys my fox. I'll find it, and then I'll be all done. Then I'll leave you guys alone. Yeah, look at him. I love my fox. And the Grasshopper is the Fool. I actually really like that, and I didn't really understand the point behind it until you think about it and... Oh, yes, young Grasshopper, as in the Grasshopper is never the master. They're always the student. They're always learning. They're always the fool. You should demonstrate... Wait. You should demonstrate how you light them. I've never seen charcoal discs before. It sounds awesome. Oh, yeah. The once valued egg. Is that the new deck? It is. It is the new deck. This is the Animal Totem Tarot. So I can do a video separate showing that to you guys. Yeah, the fox is my heart. I love the fox. And he's the magician, and so that's even more awesome that he's on one of the major cards. So anyway, okay, I'm rambling now. Charcoal discs. Somebody asked about how to light a charcoal disc. So basically, you'll want something to hold it with. They come in packages like this. You'll want something to hold it. And so just pretend that my fingers are tongs for a minute. But you'll hold it, and then you literally just light the end of it, and it will start to sparkle and crackle, and the spark will move across the charcoal disc, and then the charcoal disc will turn red. And that's when you know that it's completely ready to go. And then you just sprinkle the incense on top, and once it stops smoking, you don't move the ashes, you just continue to sprinkle on top of the ashes underneath it. And poof, charcoal disc. Yeah, I have been burnt by charcoal discs, and it's not a fun experience, so I highly recommend that you use something to hold it. So anyway, I'm gonna go smell this. Holy shit, it's amazing. I tell you what, that combination of lavender and patchouli is fucking great. So, alright, I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna go do, but I'm gonna go do something. Anyway, I hope that you guys have an awesome night, and I will see you later.